Today, I'm talking about alignment tracking. So, one thing that comes up very frequently is that people become overwhelmed with, Kiana, how am I going to do it all? Right? Because we all have a life, but is our life aligned with the direction that we want to go? And oftentimes, that's not the case. So, you have to experiment. You have to find ways that help you along the path. I have many practices, more than I've ever even spoken to in these videos, and we're on 117 videos. I have a lot of practices. They're all about being in alignment. That is my number one thing that I practice all the time. In alignment to God, source, creator, that is my focus. That is what I do in sessions. That is what I help clients do to align to their inner self, their higher self, their God self, their inner strength, their heart, however you feel most comfortable understanding it. Alignment within is at the core of peace and love and harmony. Okay. So, with that in mind, how do we do that? Because we can't do it all at once. It's too much, right? It's too much. So, you experiment. And there are many different ways that you could do it. This month, May, and you're welcome to join me in the experiment. I have a couple experiments going on right now. You guys know that I did the cold plunge for quite a while. I took 2 weeks off of the cold plunge, and I'll start that back up probably tomorrow. But I took 2 weeks off to do something else that I will tell you about when it's done. But it's another experiment. So I have multiple experiments going on because I'm addressing multiple aspects within myself to realign things that were out of alignment. Okay. So when you have misalignment, it's an awareness. What you do with the awareness is totally up to you. And the problem is most people know that they're not aligned, but they don't do anything to realign. And I don't want you to be most people. You're here, you're watching this video because you want to implement something that will get you more aligned. So, for the month of May, I am doing an experiment on what I'm calling the alignment tracker. Do, do, do. This is a simple checklist. Now, how is it different than a habit tracker? I don't think it is. It's just that I don't want to track habits. I want to track alignment. And so I have on the right side, I have written 11 different aspects that I want to implement to go into greater alignment. So, for example, we have all kinds of different healthcare practices, but not all of them we forget. If we don't write it down, we forget. And I know for certain for me, if I see it on a calendar, forget it. I go into resistance. I don't want to do it. But so that I don't do that, it doesn't work. If it works for you, you should do that. But that doesn't work for me. Writing it in a binder does not work for me. Um, Having it on my phone and in my calendar, no, doesn't work. So I'm trying this alignment tracker. And the difference that I've done in this alignment tracker, and you're welcome to join me, just shoot me an email and I'll send you a PDF. Or you could go create your own, but what I did is, so I made a list of all the things that I want to do on a regular basis throughout the month of May. Okay, some of this is new, some of it is stuff I've done, but like I'll forget it one day, maybe 2 days, maybe I'll skip a week when I really want to do it weekly. So, like, one of the things I want to do weekly is I do oil pulls, but I forget. I have it there, but I just don't do it. How often do I want to do it? So, what I did is I wrote what I want to do, how many times during the month, and then I could just put a check mark on that week that I did it so I know that it's done. And so, like, let's say I want to do 4 oil pulls. So, I want to do oil pulls once a week. So, I will do it 4 times for the month. So, I have 4, and then the number of the days in the month, I have 31. So I know I have to do it 4 times out of the month. So this is how I'm tracking. And then I want to do spinal articulation. So if you don't know what that is the mobility of your spine. I want to do that every single day. I want to improve and keep my spinal alignment in pristine health because when we have a weak spine, we have a weak core. When we have a weak core, our bodies start to collapse. So I want to have a strong spinal alignment and I'm going to do spinal articulation every day. So I put 31 out of 31. So I want to do it every single day. I want to at least do one exercise that is directly aligned to my spinal articulation. So those are just like examples of what I have. So each thing that I'm doing, so like lifting weights, I don't need to lift weights every day. But I am going to do it at least 50% of the time. I'm going to do something in that regard. Um, so I put 16 days out of 31. So I'll know that I should, at the end, my results, at the end of the month, I have results and I will be able to match how I did. So that is what I call an alignment tracker, and I'm doing it for May. And so far, I have 11 things that I want to track for the next month. And I also have a place here for notes. So if there's something that I learn or something that I need to adjust, I have it written down on this one sheet of paper. And so obviously at the end of the day and at the beginning of the day, I'm going to be taking notice of, well, what is it that needs to happen today of things that I want to do so I don't forget. And here's the most important thing is that if we are keeping all the things that we want to do in our head, that's why the mind becomes so overwhelmed. So to eliminate the thinking process and just go into action, it's important to have it written down. I have also found that when people take time to write things down, they tend to do them more often. So when you track things on a computer, at least for myself, and I would say probably for 90% of my clients, I've only had like one or two clients that really found a way to master doing it on the computer. Um, they don't do it. Most people do not do the computer stuff very well. So pen and paper are going to increase your ability to actually uh, make traction in alignment with the direction you want to go. So essentially, this alignment tracker is going to be, and I probably should have said this at the beginning. The alignment tracker is going to be all those things that help you become the person you are becoming. Those things that you want to be, those things are going to go on that list. So let's say you want to track how often you tell the truth or express yourself. I want to do that every day. So I'm going to put a check mark there. And maybe I didn't do it in some important conversations. Well, then maybe I get a half a check. I don't know, that's not something I have a problem with. But if that's something you want to track, you would like figure out how to track that with this alignment tracker because that's what you want to do. If you want to become a an expert at emotional intelligence, you're going to have to do something every day. Mastery is about practicing things every single day. You want to become a master for your own self. So, what is it that you're focusing on? What do you want to be a master at? Um, and align to that. So, cheers to being in sync and aligning to peace, and that would be a great alignment tracker. If you're interested in my template, shoot me a message and I will send you my template that I'm using for May. Cheers to being in alignment to peace. I am Kiana Sage and I help guide people to peace. Have a great day. Bye.